Good morning. My name is James Vredenberg. I'm originally from Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'm an operations supervisor at Albuquerque Air Route Traffic Control Center here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Been here for almost 24 years now. In fact, 2 days will be 24 years that I've been here. I'm from Las Vegas, New Mexico. I lived there the bulk of my life growing up. But my mom is from Anton Chico, New Mexico, which is a small community 30 miles southwest of Las Vegas, New Mexico. So, growing up in Las Vegas, we'd spend most of the school year there. We would do everything that we need to, normal, typical school year. But during the holidays season, during summer vacation, we would go to Anton Chico, at least till I was like maybe 12 or 13. And what was unique about that is I was able to learn a lot about family in Anton Chico. So since my mom's family was there, I was able to learn what the value of family is and how it really helped me shape my life, knowing that I have that support system. I went to high school at Robertson High School back up in Las Vegas, and I was. I don't want to consider myself a loner, but I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I wasn't one of the popular kids. I just did what I had to do. But the friends I did have really helped me shape me to who I am today. They were really good friends, really tight friends, and they helped me learn the value of having that person have your back and you have their back. So as far as just having friends, that's what it taught me. Um, Actual schooling, math. I have a math degree. I love math. And that really helps me where I'm at today. We use math every day in air traffic control, some basic algebra, basic geometry. Uh, Actually, it goes more and more. The more I think about what I do, physics comes into it. There's a lot of stuff into it, but basically math is what I love. And I learned a lot of math in high school. And that really helped me to do what I do today. A typical day as an air traffic control. Well, I'm a supervisor now, but I've only been a supervisor for 4 years. I was a controller for over 17 years. So I guess people ask me, what do I do? I'm not the guy out there at the airport with the cones doing this. Uh, I work in a radar room and it's en route. So, like Albuquerque Center is broken up into five specialties, is what we call them, five areas. And the area that I work is Southwest Arizona or Southern Arizona, I could say. Phoenix south to the Mexican border, east to about Silver City, New Mexico, and west to almost the Colorado River. Not quite, but almost. So my typical day going in is right now as a supervisor is checking emails, make sure we have enough staffing for the shift. If we don't, try to get people in there. If we can't, well, then we just make do with what we do and try to ask other areas, the traffic management unit, ask them for help if we need to. So after I do all that, I get up and I monitor the operations. I walk behind all the controllers, make sure everybody's doing their job correctly. Uh, if I hear something that's really good and deserves praise, well, I'll give them praise. I'll do what I need to. If I hear something that needs to be corrected, well, I'll correct it in the right manner and we move on from there. And that's just a typical day. That's just normal stuff. We have other stuff going on all the time, special missions. Uh, weather's huge for us. It's a huge deal for us. I mean, just like now, we have the remnants of the tropical cyclone Nora coming through, and it's going to be a fun day at work today. But that's what we do. Okay, so my typical day isn't really a typical day because it's shift work. So Mondays or first 2 days are swing shifts. So it's anywhere from 2 to 10, 2:30 to 10:30 in the evening. My third and fourth day are day shifts. So it's 8 to 4 on my third day, 6:30 to 2:30 on my fourth day, and then my fifth day varies. It's either a midnight shift where I would go back in at 10:30 on my last day and get out at 6:30 in the morning, or I'll work a day shift on my last day and it'll be 5 to 1 in the morning. So that's shift work is hard, and I've been doing it for a long time now. Maybe I'm used to it, but that's typically what that does. And so when I'm walking around looking at the controllers to see what they do, first things first, separation of aircraft, safety of aircraft, 5 miles and 1,000 feet. That's our standard separation. So we got to make sure that the aircraft are 5 miles apart vertically. I mean, horizontally, and vertically 1,000 feet. So that's basically what I look for. And then I look to make sure that the traffic is flowing appropriately. Other facilities, other areas, they'll ask for extra miles in trail on aircraft going to certain airports because you can't land all the aircraft at once at an airport. They all have to come in at different times. So we have to space them out. So our traffic management initiatives are to space these aircraft out going to Los Angeles, Phoenix, Houston, Fort Worth, San Diego, anywhere that they ask for miles in trail or any extra spacing. I make sure that they do. The controllers are doing that also. And then when things get real complex, I stand behind them and I'm an extra set of eyes, making sure that all this is taken care of. And then, like I said before, I mean, if you do a good job, I'm going to tell you did a good job. If you can improve on a few different things, I'll let you know that too. But it's all about learning. I never stop learning, and I want to make sure that nobody ever stops learning in this job. You get stale, and you really start to lose your performance. So this was actually very unique to me. I started to go to New Mexico Highlands University up in Las Vegas when I graduated from high school, and I started going into electrical engineering. That's what I wanted to do. So I started taking classes. I took a lot of math classes. I was taking the science classes, and then I think it was either the spring or the fall of '96, late fall or early spring of 1997. They said, I was in a group. It was called the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers in Las Vegas at going to Highlands. And they said they're having a meeting that night. They said, come on down because we're having somebody from the FAA come by to see if you want to join a co-op, get hired for a co-op. I didn't really know what it was at all. So I decided, no, I'm going to go do it. It'll look good on my resume. I did this, whatever. So I got to the meeting late, but I was able to meet the gentleman that eventually hired me. I was able to meet him, talk to him. The next day I went into the career planning office and I talked to them and I said, hey, where do I sign up? I signed up. I did the interview. I was an alternate. So there was 5 people that were selected. I was one of the alternates. And one person didn't report something on their security clearance, so they got kicked out. The other person said, no, it's too stressful. So me and another lady, we got picked up, and we're both still there today. So the skills that I learned as far as between high school and college, they just continued learning my math skills, my science skills. They all continued in the same path. It's just that I sort of fell into this unexpectedly. So I started my co-op in 1997 with the Federal Aviation Administration. And after the fall of 1997, they said, the sooner you graduate, the sooner you have a chance to get a full-time job here. I said, okay. So I switched my degree from engineering to math, and I graduated spring of 1999. So, and that's where I'm at since then. As far as after college, I had to go to the Mike Maroney Aeronautical Center or Academy in Oklahoma City. And that's where all controllers go. So you get hired by the FAA. They send you to Oklahoma City for 4 months. You learn all your basic air traffic control skills. And then you get placed at a facility. You have a wish list, or they'll say, okay, there's these 3 facilities that we need somebody at. Where would you like to go? January 2nd of 2000, I started training here on the specific stuff that we have here. Of course, the specific airspace, policies, procedures, all that stuff. So I started doing that, and we have 14 full-time positions and 2 part-time positions. And in order to become a certified professional controller, you have to be certified on every single one of those positions. You start doing on-the-job instruction after you do the book work here at the center. You do your book work, and then you start doing on-the-job instruction. And after you learn enough to where you can do the job on your own, the supervisor will certify you, saying, okay, you were certified to do this job on your own on this position. And before you know it, you're certified in the whole area, and you become a certified professional controller. So it takes people, I mean, everybody's different, right? So it takes people different times. It took me 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days to become a certified professional controller. Other people did it in 2.5. Other people did it in 4 years. So everybody's different. It just takes different time for everybody. And so I had 3 goals. And this has started about 5 years ago. I had 3 goals. 1, make it to where I was eligible to retire, which is 2 years, 11.5 months from now, not counting. But make it to eligible to retire. My second goal is to make it to 30 years of service, which from right now is 6 years, 4.5 months. And then my third goal is to make it to where they force me to retire. Air traffic controllers get forced out at 56. You're forced to retire. So those are my 3 goals, to make it to those 3. But they've changed a little bit recently, just because I feel like I'm very technical, and other positions open up a little bit higher. And now I have kids. It'd be nice to have, your Monday through Friday typical job. And so I would like to be a manager in the aerospace office, or an operations manager, which is the next level up from where I'm at right now. Would be nice, but that's still shift work. But I feel like I'm ready to keep learning, to keep moving. And it's all about learning. It's all about change. Don't be afraid of change, because like I said before, you don't change, you get stale, and then you get complacent, and bad things can start happening. Don't be afraid of change. When I was going to college, like I said before, I was going for engineering. I took a chance, got this co-op. Now I've been here for 24 years. That was a complete change. Step outside your comfort zone. Don't worry about what other people think about it. You do it for you, and everything else will come along. But change is always good.